Welcome to our community. Susie Thomas here with you this morning, and we are visiting with Connie Brannon from Malone University. She's got a couple of friends with her. We've got Jeanette, who is a student there, I believe, and but more importantly, somebody who attended summer camp at Malone last summer. Good morning, Connie.
Good morning, Susie. Thank you for having us. We're thrilled to be here.
It's very fun to have you. And first of all right, summer camp. Okay, a lot of people kind of think of summer as a time to not go to school. So why would somebody want to go to school, and why would they want to go to academic camp? Where's the fun in that?
The trick is to make it not feel like summer school. You're not sitting in class. We want it to be hands-on. We want you to be off campus. Our camps go on field trips. Try to make it as fun and interactive as we can. And in the evenings, there's no academic at all. We pull all the campers together and we just do stuff for fun. We do an outdoor movie. We bring in one of the Malone traditions that our brand new students participate in, the big game of musical chairs. For orientation, they bring, 350 new students in to do that, and we did that on a smaller scale. Big game of musical chairs. Let me think, what else did we? We had karaoke.
Yep.
We attempted a night hike, which they won't do in a thunderstorm.
Whoa, right.
So we skipped that, but had lots of plans to just do some casual things together in the evenings.
So this is not just pack up and come to camp and it's going to be a lot like going to school. This is a lot like going to camp, but you also get to pursue something you're interested in academically.
It is. And that's kind of where the idea came from. There's been a demand actually for a long time for an academic summer camp where students who are interested in a certain academic program want to test the waters or know that they are committed to this career and want to get a head start. They want it to be a resume builder. They want it to put it on their college applications. So this is a chance to kind of test the waters and see if it's a good fit for them.
Who are the camp counselors?
Current Malone students. So these are students who are enrolled in coursework with our faculty members, usually hand-selected by our faculty members. So it's a privilege to be chosen as a camp mentor. They're the ones who want experience in their field because they're getting ready to look for jobs. They're getting ready to go to graduate school. So it's direct experience really for everyone who participates, whether you're the camper or the student mentor, or I think the faculty, because I got some feedback at the end of last summer that they were surprised about what they'd learned from their campers and the way that they grew and the fun that they had with the students who came and participated.
All right. Well, Jeanette, I want to turn to you. And so you're not from around these parts, are you? Where do you hail from?
No, I'm actually from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I found the camp. I don't even know how I found it. I was looking on College Board. I was looking for colleges. I found Malone. I went onto their website and I saw that they had summer camps. And I saw they had a creative writing camp. And I said, hey, I like to write. I could do that. And so I asked my dad, and he said it was okay, and shipped me off over here for camp.
Halfway across the country.
Yeah.
So creative writing camp, that does sound different. Tell us a little bit about your experience. What was that like?
Well, it was kind of broken up into two parts. We had one part which was more focused towards fictional writing, characters, dialogue, and the other portion was kind of poetry and just different types of poetry, and those were the sessions that I went into because I like that kind of free writing.
Now, were the people who worked with you, were these all Malone University professors? Did they bring in some other writers to speak with you? How did that look?
We had Dr. Estes, and he's very wonderful. And then we had Blair and Joshua, who were students at Malone, creative writing students.
Okay.
That was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
So any surprises? What did you learn that you thought was super fun last year?
Oh, gosh. We did so many things in 1 week. It was insane.
Kind of intense to go in and just have someone say, okay, write. You're on a time schedule. It's not like, okay, waiting for the spirit to move you. It's this is our writing time. You have to sit down and put a word down.
Yeah.
How weird was that?
Dr. Estes really pushed us, and at first it was uncomfortable for me because I hadn't, written in a while. I'm not very good about writing every single day, But it was, at the end, I really appreciated him pushing me and challenging me to write and use different types of writing in poetry and different moods. And
was there any kind of a tip for writer's block, something to just get you going? I've heard people, sometimes if you take a walk or something, then the right brain kicks back in or something, or just put down words, any words, and it gets the priming the pump, so to speak. Anything like that?
Yeah, kind of. He had us write down a couple lists of words and topics and then go back and tell us, you should write about this and give us little prompts, kind of. So,
Were there daily exercises just to get you warmed up?
I honestly don't remember.
These were serious assignments you got going. And tell us some of the, do you remember some of the topics you used for poetry and so forth?
Oh, well, we had one assignment that we had to write by the end of the week that we could perform. And that could be either prose or a short story or 2 poems.
Mm-hmm.
And that was very challenging because we had to have it written by Wednesday night, and then we had to print it out and give a copy to everybody so that they could edit each other's. And then we got them back and we had to edit them and get them all ready for Friday when we would perform. So that was kind of stressful like school, but it was really good. It was fun.
All right, let's delve into that a little bit. Writing can be intensely personal. You're bearing your soul sometimes, and particularly with poetry. How difficult was that, first of all, to share it with somebody else, and then other campers, and then good night, an audience? You're having to read this personal poem to an audience. Tell us a little bit about that.
I actually wrote a short story for mine, but there were some campers that it was amazing. We were all crying by the end of reading, what they had written, because like this one girl, she was from the Ukraine. And she was writing about how she came to America by herself, and it was just, you could really see everybody's hearts and their souls, So that was really neat and just eye-opening, I think.
Yeah. So basically, someone's considering, I kind of want to do something different in the summer. What would you tell them?
Come to the Malone Writing Camp. Come to any of the academic camps.
I kind of teed that one up for you a little bit.
Thanks, Susie.
Connie, let's go back to you. It's not just writing camp. What else do you have?
It's not. We've got 10 camps
Good
coming
grief.
for this year. Last year was the inaugural launch of these camps, and we started with 6.
What ones did you have last year?
You'll
remember.
I do. Chamber Music Camp. And this one featured a unique partnership with the Canton Symphony Orchestra. They do a series of camps each week. I believe that we were week 3 of 4. So we worked with them so that our curriculum would be similar, and partnered with them, which was fantastic. And I think we're going to continue to do that this year.
And that's a very unique experience for a young person that's studying music.
And this year they're going to spend an evening. The Canton Symphony Orchestra does concerts away at venues in parks. This year they're going to go to the Magnolia Mill, and our campers are going to join them, and we're going to take a picnic and do something outside so that they can see a chamber ensemble performance live and in person by professionals in a setting that's not a concert hall.
How interesting.
So that's
Nice.
we're really excited about that. That'll be fun.
Very nice. Well, let me not interrupt. Go ahead. What else did you offer last year?
Computer Science Camp, which introduced students to troubleshooting, both for Mac and for PC, video game building. What was probably the main tee up there, the main
How
perk.
fun, yeah.
Because that's really popular right now. But lots of hands-on skills for the folks who want to be the techies in their family.
So campers left having developed a video game.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Wow.
We start
After how long of camp? A week of camp?
4 days.
Really?
Yep. They checked in Monday at lunchtime and left Thursday after lunch.
And had a video game to show for
And
it.
it flew.
That's amazing. What else?
Nursing camp. Nursing camp was filled as full as we could get it and had a wait list. And these students did an EMS simulation. We have the simulated lab at Malone's campus that has the mannequins and lots of equipment that goes beyond my non-medical understanding, but nurses love it. Gives them a chance to get hands-on experience. They got CPR certification. This camp, that group of campers bonded unlike any of the other camps, I think, in my estimation. One of the nursing girls came up and hugged me at checkout and said, my friends and I would all like to return next year. Can we just buy our spots now?
Oh, my goodness.
What better compliment could you get than
And I
that?
don't want to gloss over something you just said. They
Yes.
left with CPR certification.
Yes, ma'am, they did.
That's amazing.
This year, I think they're doing first aid
Wow.
certification.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's going to be included in the cost of their registration.
That's fantastic.
And that way, if we have repeat attendees this year, they're going to come away with something different. This year, we've added a public health piece to the nursing camp. So what was once nursing camp is now Nursing and Public Health Summer Institute.
Nice.
So our two departments at Malone are partnering together to change the curriculum up a little bit. Partially so that if we have return campers, that they're getting something new out of it. And it allows our public health faculty members to jump on board and contribute a little bit because the two fields partner so well together.
Very cool. What else?
Science Careers Camp is a little bit more of it's a little bit more broad, a little bit more of a catch-all for science careers. I don't know how else to say
I think what's
it.
interesting about that one is that you're not just saying science camp, so that kids aren't just coming to play with test tubes. You're actually talking about what can I become if I like science.
Yes,
So that
and
takes it like a little different direction, doesn't it?
these faculty members want a chance at the very beginning of camp to talk with their campers about where their interests lie, and kind of give them more exposure, if you will. So I know that I like biology, but does that mean I have to become a doctor?
Right.
Well, no. I mean, you have tons of options, and they dabble with a little bit of lots of things, a little bit of forensics, a little bit of chemistry. They synthesize common pharmaceuticals in the lab, water testing for pollution, DNA samples.
So interesting.
Last year, they took a trip to the BCI lab. They went to Test America. So they wanted to get these students in as many practical settings as they could to show them the variety of fields that
And
are
you said
available.
forensics there. Are you talking about CSI kind of forensics?
At least that's what our campers thought they were going to get. And I asked our faculty members a similar question, and they
Yes.
always laugh because anyone who watches forensic shows on TV or medical shows on TV are going to be the toughest critics of those shows. And they're like, well, that's not really how this works.
Okay.
As a consumer of CSI, not as a scientist, I'm sure that my perceptions are incorrect too. But that's part of what they do in the very first session of that camp is like a science careers debunking.
There's
if you
no
will.
special light. You turn off the lights, turn on the special light, and all the evidence suddenly glows in the dark.
If only it were that easy.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So
What else?
the Young Writers Camp that we talked about a little bit, and Zoo and Wildlife Biology catches a unique niche at Malone. And this is actually the third year for Zoo and Wildlife Biology. They did it a year before we ever packaged these as a set of camps, just to kind of see if it would work, if the model would work for Malone's campus. In that first year, they started with 14, which I think is a great, like, small class size chance to interact with your faculty members size group. And last year, I think we got them up to 22.
Oh, my goodness.
So even in 1 year. I mean, it's such a unique, they teach animal handling, they teach field identification outside. You spend most of the camp experience outside. You're hiking, you're doing observations. We
lot of
have
behind-the-scenes
animal
kind of
rooms
things.
at Malone. So you spend those first 2 sessions just learning how to handle these unique animals, the snakes and the birds. And, there are ways to do it. You don't just pick them up and move them. And faculty members are talking about, their little personalities. And, well, we know this about this snake, and he's kind of quirky with this, so pick him up this. It's fascinating.
That's
for
amazing.
someone who has a dog, and that's just kind of where it stays.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So cool. All right. Well, we're going to be finding out more about these fun summer camps. Jeanette, thanks so much. Glad everything went well for you last summer. And we're going to meet Andrew here after these words from our sponsor. You're listening to Our Community.